Hi, today I wanted to give you a quick demonstration on the importance of scoring and slipping. So we have this really neat looking penguin here, and on this project I was putting it into the kiln today, and as soon as I touched the wing and picked it up, this side over here, the wing completely fell off. It thankfully fell in one piece, so she's going to be able to put this back on her project. But what I could see is that there was a reason why it broke off of the project, and as you can tell right here, there's absolutely no scoring on this project. It was stuck on, I can tell from the underneath side, it was stuck on with some slip, because I can tell there's some like unevenness or bumpiness right here. That tells me that there was a little bit of slip, but if you look even closer, there was no scoring. So on your project, I wanted to make sure that you understood what that looked like and how to do that for your project. Okay, so to begin with your project, I have two chunks of clay here. Whenever you're working with your projects, when your clay is wet, there is a part of your clay, it wants to stick together. So if you just put these together, they're going to stay. And you might think, hey, that's good, that's going to stay, that's fantastic. I don't have to score and slip. As these start to dry out, that the water's really just holding that together. Water likes to cohesively bond to itself. There's your science word in art today. So what I have here is it likes to stick, but as soon as it dries, if you can see the, if you remember back to the pigeon over there, it's going to fall apart whenever that water is gone. So what you're needing to do is you need to score and slip. Some people, like I can tell what was done with the pigeon, is that they use some slip on here. So if you just put slip onto your project, what's going to happen is it's going to stay for a little bit longer, and the likelihood that that is actually going to stay on your project is a little bit higher. But at the same time, as it starts to dry, the likelihood that this is going to break off is very, very high. So let's go ahead and talk about how to score and slip and make sure that that's done correctly so that your project doesn't fall apart. So what I'm going to do is, it's going to look pretty rough. I'm going to go into my project and really kind of mess up the surface underneath that. And so I have like a little tic-tac-toe board. Now what I'm going to do is I'm putting this on the bottom of what I want it to connect to. And when I do that, think about the bottom of your shoes and how you have tread on the bottom of your shoes. What happens is that tread is helping you to stick and grip the floor better, and that's what you want. You want this to be able to stick and grip better. So I did put some slip on there. You don't need tons of that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push these together so that it stays on your project. So I have here a piece of clay that is together. It's kind of like bonded. It's much stronger. You see me tapping on it quite a bit more than I did the other times. The other thing that I would highly recommend is go one step further with this, and you see these places right here where you have some cracks where they separate. That's going to be the weakest areas of your clay, and so that it's not weak and so that it looks better too, is to blend that clay onto your project. So if you go around and blend the outside edges, make sure that that is blended, and that's just going to make the whatever you stick onto your project, it's going to make it look connected and as if it is one continuous piece, which how it kind of is, and it's going to help it to like stay on your project, so you can like really kind of you can see that I'm kind of like pulling this apart and it's not coming apart. So just to make sure, once again, notice that there's no roughing up of the surface. I see a slight bit of texture that she put on here to look like it's feathers, but there's no scoring, and all I see is slip on there. So please make sure that you are going through all of the steps so that your your creation doesn't have to be glued in the end. All right, have a great day.